Hello, welcome to the third barrel. It is the last but not least barrel of the pattern. The third barrel can make or break our run. We might have a smoke in first, second, but we leave our brain at second barrel and we totally flunk out at third because we just got our points wrong. We were too excited and it happens. It's totally normal, but I'm going to show you how we can try to stay as consistent as possible with our third as well, and how we can always set ourselves up for success. So third barrel typically has been told it's the easiest. We just have to go in, go straight back out. It is a pretty simple, straightforward turn. If only it was that easy. But there are ways to make it that simple and make it consistent. My points to third, you guessed it, are right behind it. As you can see, there's a common theme with my first and second barrel. Third is no different. There is still a point that I want to get to on the backside to have a successful turn. And where that point is, directly through it. So this is third. We have second here. We have first here. The line is directly behind it. Directly behind this barrel. And that is where we're trying to go. So with second, we had the point that we really wanted to aim for, is the point that we can leave it without turning. Third is a bit different. I like to be more directly behind it because it is such a simple turn. If we get ourselves here, we will be pretty set up to come around and leave it straight and actually have a nice in and out turn. So when I am approaching the barrel, I like to stay nice and square. And when I get beside it, the exact same thing. I get beside it, my legs in line, and then I take a step forward. And like I said, so when I approach it, I want to be here, nice parallel to the barrel, right here, nice and straight, right till I'm beside it. My leg is in line with the barrel. And then from there, instead of starting my turn and hugging the barrel like we've talked about on all the other two barrels, we want to take a step ahead. We really want to get them to move forward and not think of getting here and turning. We really want to free them up and give them the room that they can just get down and dirty. Give them that room where they are able to take two steps and come around really quickly. So when I like to push them up here, what that looks like is I go up beside it, I will kind of pick up and again drive forward. I'll pick up, move ahead till I'm here, and then let them go, and they want to turn. So when I let them finish it, they're going to want to finish it because I push them to this point. It's also really important to make sure that we give ourselves the room going in. In this little visual demonstration, you can't really tell how far away we are from the barrel, but I do like to be at least 5 or 6 feet away going into it, and it is really important not to crowd the barrel. I do not believe in crowding the barrel. I don't think it really is what's best for our horses. They're big creatures. They need the room to accomplish what we're asking them to do, which is a lot, and we really need to set them up. So when I am, let's say here, I do not want to be angled at all. I want to be completely straight, push them there, and I want to drive them ahead. So think of lifting and forward until I'm here, and then I ask them to leave. I like to finish it nice and straight. I don't really believe in turning it and facing the fence. I don't really want to do that. I more want to leave straight. Want any of this stuff. I want it to be a straight line out. And if I feel like they're not really overturning it, I will even sidestep them this way and then finish. So I will almost emphasize them bringing their shoulder over by sidestepping them here and then letting them finish straight. I don't really want to overturn it, and my reason for that is I feel like if you keep overturning it, their shoulder is gonna pop out, and that is such a big thing that happens at third. Is they're about to finish it, but they bow out on the backside. They move out. They don't leave in power nice and straight. So when I find horses that do that, they have a tendency to bow out. Their shoulder's not with us. They're not respecting our outside rein. So if you sidestep them over here, you're gonna get them to actually respect that rein and to move over. The third barrel I find is and can be the simplest if we let it. This is just a nice visual for you to see what it looks like. I hope that makes sense. It is pretty straightforward. Now that you've seen the first and second, I hope you see a common theme with my barrels, and I hope that makes sense to you. I find it really simple. My horses seem to enjoy it, and with the visual, I'm going to show you what it looks like on horseback.
So last but not least,
we're gonna go to third barrel. And third can make or break your run. You might have a smoking first and second and you lose your mind at second barrel. You come up to third, you pull your outside, you drop too soon, you anticipate, you really want to keep it up, and that costs you and makes you either hit it or you just kind of blow your barrel. I've been there, it's okay, it happens, but we can prevent it from happening again. So when I am focused on my third barrel, the exact same principles apply that I do with my first and second. I stay nice and square, and that is pretty much my only goal. When I go down the chute, this is a side note, when I do my run, my only mission is to stay square until I'm ready to turn. And that has helped me. So when I go to third, it doesn't change from my practice to my run. I want to stay square until I'm ready to turn. So again, with this barrel, you have your spots you want to go to. We have our point on the track that we're going to make around the barrel, and that is where we're going to try and hit every single time to make it as consistent as possible for us. So what that point looks like, when I'm going up to my third barrel, the same thing, I want to stay nice and square till I'm ready to turn. And that's right here. So you might have to correct your horse a bit, especially going slow. They might get a little zigzaggy, which is fine. You just want to correct them, make sure they're nice and square. If you want to back up a step because they kind of pushed on you, that's fine. As long as you're set up well, you feel like you have control of your horse, they're not pushing on you. So you stand here. My next move, which this is where a lot of mistakes happen. When you're here, a lot of people make their next move a turn. They're starting their turn right here. Where if you ran here and you started your turn, my line is going to be hitting that barrel. My leg is going to get destroyed hitting this barrel. So when I practice, I'm going to keep it the exact same as what I want to happen to run. I don't want to hit the barrel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a step straight forward. So I'm going to literally take a step ahead, adjust, push around here, let her leave straight. So my point on this barrel is again directly behind it. That is where I want to go. And that is where I visualize myself going, and that is where we are able to turn. So I want to push her up here, let her pivot and leave straight. So when I'm going up here, like I said, my inside hand's down a little. It's in line with my hip. I get here, push around, let her leave straight, and we can go. And I mean, that felt pretty nice. Like I feel I'm letting her, she's able to lock her hip in, she's rounding, she's following her nose, she's doing all the things that you want your horse to do around your barrels. And it's because, if you notice, my inside hand's a bit lower, but my inside hand does not change its position. So here to here to there, leaving straight, my inside hand really is staying the exact same. So the thing as well, maybe a mistake we make is we're too tight around it. We might make a pocket way out here thinking this is going to help, and then you just kind of slice around and you go way over here and then you turn it. And you see how it can happen so easily. You think you're doing your horse a favor by giving them that much room. So if you're here, you cross your hand over, your horse is going to slice the barrel. It's not going to turn it well. Where for me, I like to do the opposite. Obviously, I want to have a nice barrel. I go nice and straight, adjust, get my nose, inside foot if I need to, and let her leave square. And that, visualizing the path you want to go, which is square till you're beside it, and then directly behind the barrel is where you want your pocket to be. That's where the most space and the most room you give your horse, so they can pivot and work and actually have room to work. And that might be a mistake that you don't feel yourself doing, is you want to have a really tight barrel, which we all do, but you're approaching it in the wrong way. We need to actually give them room to have a tight barrel. Sounds backwards, but we need to allow them the space they need, because they are big animals and they need that room. So if we just focus on making our pocket behind the barrel and keeping them nice, round and fluid and forward without adjusting our hands a lot to correct them, and it might be ugly before it gets pretty, but if you just keep working on it, keeping your hand the same, figuring it out with your body how to ask them to do it, you will figure it out and you will just have nice, simple barrels. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know. All right, guys, there you have it. That was my demo for third barrel. As we all know, horseback riding and barrel racing is not quite as easy as it always looks in video, and I totally get that, but that is what I'm here for. So after watching the third barrel, I'm sure you have some questions about it, which is totally normal. Please let me know, ask away, we will get through this together. As you might have noticed, I do use my split reins quite a lot. In all these videos, it was the same day, so I used my split reins. I do go back and forth with my gaming reins. What I would recommend while you're doing these exercises and figuring out your points on the pattern, to use your gaming reins and try working with that. I find it easier for us to use our own body position properly in our gaming reins, and it'd be good for us to play around with those instead of split reins. But this is the end of this video. Again, I hope you found this helpful. Any questions you have, please ask away. We will talk soon.